Triple Crown coverage, we thought we'd take the chance and talk with the hometown hero, if you will, from the Kansas City area. We're joined by Reese Messer, who plays for Dynasty. So, Reese, we know you have a busy schedule. Thank you for taking a few minutes.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, I want to talk about that first because we were talking earlier. You play volleyball, you play basketball. And what's that like, first of all, juggling that during the basketball season with your volleyball training?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say it's a lot, but it's also a lot of fun. So, like, a lot of times I'll be like driving home, like, real fast, grab food, and then just like, go straight to like volleyball practice or like just like going to a workout or something. It's a lot, but it's really fun because I feel like there's a lot of like team wise, a lot of very different personalities, and it's fun to like go from one practice and like talk to another person that's like completely different. It's a lot of fun though.
So, athletes, there's really been a focus the last couple of years on, mental health and mental training. Is there ever a time you just need a break, or when you go from basketball to volleyball, is that a break?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I have a pretty like good social life. I'd say like I try to like hang out with my friends that don't do sports like a pretty decent amount of time. Like I'm always with them majority of the time on the weekends or anytime I'm free. Like or like after my games, I'll sometimes go get like food with them or something because just like to balance it out, just like kind of just be me a little bit and not just worry about like all the other like identity stuff about like being an athlete and stuff. So
Other things other than your high school team, your club team with Dynasty,
yeah.
you've gotten to do. You were able to participate in the National Training Day program. First of all, what's that experience like as a high school kid going and being surrounded by all that talent, but also just being in the same facility as the Olympic team?
Yeah, I mean, it's a dream. Like, cause like I was always like, oh, I want to go play basketball in like USA or whatever. And then I got invited to this volleyball thing, and I was like, wow, like okay, like maybe this is it. Like this is like what I'm supposed to do. And like all these girls, like they were like 6'7", like high level players, and like they were so nice, like very compliments to me, and like same with them. And it was just a very good like environment, positive, and it was like a dream. Like I don't think I've ever like it was like probably one of my favorite weekends like of all time. I definitely walked away with like I have a lot more stuff to like work on. Like in the beginning, like I was like, oh, like I'm pretty good. Like I'm one of the best in like Kansas. But like now, like it's just crazy to think like I have such a like there's all these other high level like players around the nation that I have to compete with that like I don't even know about, and there's probably somebody out there that is better than me, and I have no idea. Like they may not even be at that USA tournament. So just like the will to like continue to work harder and like continue to grow, like become a better leader, become a better teammate, like just be like maturity wise too.
One of our philosophies with our call them our elite compete camps is, they may not necessarily be recruiting combines, anything like that, but we've always had a philosophy that the best like to come and compete with the best. Is that something we went into that environment and you saw somebody you maybe didn't even know about? So that's got to naturally, I think, help you up your game if you're a competitor.
Yeah, I mean, I love the crunch time, all that stuff. Like, I love competing with like, especially if someone's like better than me or whatever. Like, I want to go like beat them. And like, I'll like tell my teammates, I'm like, hey, hit this ball like right at her, and like, let me just go crazy. Like, just like little stuff like that, just like that, like can like tick me off and like makes it go a long way. I would say.
Well, and that's going to lead to another question. Maybe we'll skip to it and come back to the recruiting thing. But when we watched you for the first time a couple weeks ago, other than clips, we noticed it seemed like a really even demeanor most of that weekend. But it sounds like you definitely have a little bit or a lot of competitor in you on the court. Do you stay pretty even keel, or is there definitely some emotional ups and downs?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I just try to like fake it. Like I don't want to like show my emotion too much. Just like try to smile a lot. I don't know if you notice that,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to like always like smile, make like jokes on the funny like on the sidelines. Like that's kind of like makes me feel more confident like about myself and like comfortable. Or like yeah, but like I would say like I get pretty like emotion wise. Like I feel like if I'm making a couple mistakes, like over and over again, like it'll probably affect me a little bit, but I try not to like let it. Cause like as soon as like if I see that on the other side, and I see someone's like in their own head, like I'm gonna immediately attack that person. So like you just kind of have to like hide it to a degree. And I like hopefully I'm glad you said that. Hopefully I do a good job of that, just hiding it to a degree.
Well, and are there things you've learned about your game that, hey, when you maybe see yourself going down that rabbit hole, right, of negative self-talk, or I made a mistake or two, are there things that you do now to autocorrect, or is there a teammate that kind of pulls you, or a coach? Like, you obviously can notice that and recognize it. What do you do to pull yourself out sooner
Yeah.
rather than later?
I would say like on my club team, like Carly Cisneros and Skylar like really helped me a lot. Like Skylar would be like, "Hey, like, you're good, like that's fine." And then, well, Carly like, and what I like more is Carly will be like, "Hey, come on, dude, like let's go." Like both of them have like different styles, and I love it. I think I work like well with both of them, and I think like they're very good like strong leaders that like I will look up to and like forever like try to like merge my leadership into both of them. Like that was like kind of my whole plan, just like take apart from every single person on like this high level team that I'm on and apply it to my own game and like personality wise. It's just very fun to do.
We'll go back to your team in a minute, but let's talk about you a little bit. And everybody knows the going into the junior year, right, of club with the new recruiting rules and everything. I'm sure in some regards, letters, mailings, camps, things like that, but everybody knows June is the big month, and you being not only the top, if not one of the top, if not the top setter in the class, along with one of the top overall players. What is that like? Is it pressure? Is it exciting? Do you get nervous? Do you just play? How have you been handling the whole everything that's going to happen in June?
Um, I would say I try not to really think about it. My parents like are very like, hey, like have you decided like what are you thinking? And like I'm more of a live in the moment type of person. Like I don't really think about it all that much. But it's like it's good because I'm happy. Like I've seen like my club teammates, like they've been through it all, like every single college, like recruit, and like I've talked to them. I'm like, hey, like was it scary? And they're like super scary and all this and that. So like I feel like I'll be like comfortable with like the questions I ask like the coaches. But yeah, I mean I would say I'm a little bit stressed out about it, but like it's also like 4 months away. I think I'll be fine. Hopefully, I just try not to think about it. Like try to go win a national championship and then hopefully try to win a state championship in basketball. Just type of like little things like that.
Well, and I think for me, talk about your club and the high level you play at, and your teammates, and coaches being. I got to assume there's coaches around the gym all the time. It almost, not that it becomes normal, but you're used to that, right? I mean, it's not like all of a sudden you stop and see, oh, there's Coach X watching me, and get
Mhm.
nervous all of a sudden. You probably just play right now, right?
Yeah, like now I'm just like I remember one time like I think it was Texas that walked in the gym and I was like, whoa, like like into our dynasty gym. I was like, okay. And then like the next and then I saw like Louisville and Kentucky and like Nebraska, like USC, like all these like high level, like even like Minnesota, like all these high level, like not say the other schools like aren't high level, but like these like like people I've watched on TV, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like they are here watching like my teammates. Like that's just like so crazy to me. Like they're here like watching the same court that I'm on. Like that's just shocking to me, I think.
Well, several big time recruits, several very, very talented athletes. What I want to know as a setter, and I ask this a lot of setters who have multiple weapons, how do you keep them all happy?
Yeah, I mean it's a fun struggle, I'd say. Like it's a very fun struggle, like because it's like crazy because I'll like set Carly one ball or like a couple balls and she'll just get kill after kill. I'm like, okay, like I have Abigail on the right side. Like I'm like it's just crazy to think that like I have all the and even like my middles too, like Ray and Jade and even like Piper, like they just like they make me look so much better than I actually am. Like they just hit every ball that I set, like or at least try to if it's not below the net. But like it's just real. I'm really thankful that I have all these like high level like hitters, even in high school too. Like my high school hitters are great too, and like it's just like they really make me look good, like a lot better than I actually am. I think in some cases. I would say it's definitely a little bit of a leadership change because like I have all these other, like, not saying my high school teammates aren't like high level athletes, but like I have these like D1 like top people in the nation on my club team. So like I just kind of like motivate them, like just like I always crack jokes to them. That's just like kind of my humor, like to make them feel like less like stressed or pressured or whatever. Because like let's face it, like they have a ton of pressure on them, and like if I can do anything just to take their pressure off of them, then I'll try and do that. So I would say I'm just kind of like I'm younger too, so that's like I'm always like the little kid, the little baby on the team with Gail. So like I would say like I'm pretty like not as vocal as I am in high school because like also like me and my high school coach like talked about it. Like I obviously need to be a little bit more vocal because like I am the setter, I do run the offense, like and like I need to like encourage a little bit more, like talk to people more than I normally do, not just crack jokes because some people don't do well with cracking jokes and like need me to like get on them and be like, hey, like you got this, like next ball's coming to you, like you're gonna slam it right down their throat. Like it's like I would say the leadership wise is between two teams is like pretty drastic. But it's a pretty like it's like a fun like thing to do because you can like see like, oh, if this thing works then like and just see like what works for each player and team.
Let's talk about you as a person. So I'm sure that Reese Messer, the volleyball star, gets a lot of attention. But what's something people maybe don't know about you? You know, interests, or you talked about hanging out with your friends and just getting away from volleyball. What's something, another part of you that you're really proud of, or makes up who you are?
I would say mm, oh, I have a dog, and I love dogs. Like I will like any dog someone has. I'm a very big dog fan. Like for Valentine's Day, my mom just got me a blanket with my dog on it. So like I love like dogs so much.
Here, you say that. Can you see mine?
I can kind of see it. Oh, it's adorable.
It's a Weimaraner. So we rescue. What kind of dog do you have?
So I don't really know. It's like a dog like 16 breeds. So like it's like Mastiff, like or Mastiff. I'll show you for COVID. So he's like a foster fail.
So did you? Oh, you mean you guys fostered him and then you couldn't give him up?
Yeah, we were like we can't.
Yeah, I have three Reese now that are foster fails. So I totally understand that.
This isn't a good picture, but like this is my dog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So he almost has a little beagle
Yeah, he
energy.
has like a little bit of everything in him. Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Well, now in Kansas City, we got something to talk about. We can talk dogs more. So let me ask you two questions, and I'm gonna get you going. Goal setting, is that important to you? Have you learned to do that? I mean, I got to think with where you're going, your future, and team you play on, goal setting. But is that something that comes natural? Is it something you spend a lot of time on?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I try to like have a pretty good goal, like, but mostly like I try not to really have like individual goals. Like I just try to have like team goals, like one state, like win a national championship. Like I don't really care about the individual goals because like I don't know, I just don't really care. I'd rather like win and like oh you lost, sorry, like type of person. But like I'm trying to think some goal. Like I would say definitely one of my goals is to be on the USA team. Like that'd be such an honor to be on. But like then again, if I don't get it, like just more motivation for me to.
Well, you got 2 years left, right? Let's talk about that, and then I'll ask you about the NIT. But when Sammy and I came down earlier this fall, and we just were amazed. And then rankings are rankings. I know they can, you know, how accurate they always are is one thing, but we looked around and we're like, oh my goodness, there's five Division I setters that live literally within like 20 minutes of each other or something. Like, what's it like playing in that Kansas City area that has so much talent, especially the grade above you and your grade? I mean, those are girls that are you might have grown up with 5 minutes from each other, and they're in another school. To me, it's mind boggling. But what's it like playing in that environment?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of trash talk going on. Like especially me. Like I like because like me, like even like me and Logan Parks like we're pretty good friends. So like always be like like giving her crap against the net, like just saying whatever. But it's a lot of fun, a lot of like competitiveness, like a lot of things like I'll be like, "Oh, you're better than me" or whatever, but like deep down I don't think that. Like
Right.
it's just a lot of competitiveness and it's really fun cuz like they're the same way as I am. Majority of them are.
Yeah.
Like they're like very competitive, like understand the pressures of being a setter and like especially being younger than everybody else. Like but it's really nice to like communicate with them, like especially like even like Madison Lily, like I'll reach out to her one time, like and even Jenna Gray, like Jenna Gray went to my high school, so like or she like my or my high school coach like loves her, so she comes back and talks to me like all the time, which is a dream because like those two are like one of my biggest idols ever. So it's just awesome to have all these connections with like these high level setters.
That have the Kansas City area codes, right? So you guys all kind of share that
Yeah.
sorority of being big time setters. And um, you actually just answered one of our trivia questions for the NIT.
Oh, I
But
did. Oh shoot.
well, two, that's all right. You might, if you win, you might win a t-shirt. Now you already
Oh
know the
gosh.
answer.
Okay.
So name the two starting setters since 2018. Two national championship setters have been from Kansas City.
Oh yeah, it's Jenna Gray and Madison Lily, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you got them. Yeah, two pretty good ones. So that's
Mhm.
good. But I want to ask you, and then we'll let you go because I know we're going to talk to you and a couple of your teammates in Kansas City. But what is special about the NIT and all the teams? Just as an athlete, yeah, you guys are at home, but what is special about this tournament and all the talent that's going to be there?
Yeah, I mean, like every game is like a dogfight. Like we are like we're not letting down. Like it's like we're in a very good pool. Like we have some very high level like competition, and like some people like don't like that, but like and but me like I love that. I think it's gonna be so fun. Like especially all the people that are gonna come watch. I'm hoping will like enjoy their time and like hopefully don't like not enjoy it and like hopefully the little kids that even come and watch are just like oh like I'm gonna try to be like her or
Yeah.
whatever. Like I just like hope we just are good role models to everybody that comes and watches and plays us. So
Well, and tell somebody, maybe an athlete that might watch this, that's going to be there for their first time, just the environment of, I don't remember the exact count, 300 and some colleges that'll be there. And everywhere you turn and look around, there's a big time prospect or a big time team or a big time coach. Just do you remember your first time going and tell somebody who might be going there for their first time what to expect on Friday?
yeah, so like my first year of like all these like high level coaches and stuff was actually like last year because like 2 years ago I was in like American, like I wasn't on a very good team because like I was more basketball first. But I would say it's fun, like it's really fun. Like I remember I walked by like Kevin Hamley one time and I was like, oh my god, like that's Kevin Hamley, like he coaches at Stanford. Like
Yeah.
I was like, no way, he just like walked right past me and I'm like and he's super tall, like so tall. And I'm just like, wow, like this is crazy. Like, and people are like getting pictures with him. I'm just like, this is awesome. And like, even like Jordan Larson, I think at Texas was like, they're watching. I was like this is, it was such an awesome environment. Cause like they're coming to watch like my court. Like that's
Yeah.
like, I gotta drop, like, let them like leave and like I gotta give them something to like make them come back again. Like I can't like I don't want them to like not come back because of like a bad set or something. I don't know. So
Well, have you, and we actually asked somebody to know her name series earlier this year, like when you know a big time coach is watching, you don't play well. I mean, do you put extra pressure on yourself, or do you know that probably over time they're going to say, "Hey, that was just a bad game," or are you human and you're like, "Oh no, did I miss my shot there?" And what's that like?
I would say I kind of like I would say I kind of am more of like want to impress. Like I kind of just like want them to walk away and be like, well, like who was that guy? Like that kid. Like I just think that like a lot of people get scared or whatever that they're coming to watch and I'm just like, whatever, I mess up, I mess up. Like they're here to watch me mess up. And a lot of coaches have like told like a lot of people like they'd rather come watch a kid play bad and see how they react to the situation, like see their body language, like leadership, teammate, like maturity, like all those like things that like could define you as a player and like even just people watching you that you don't even know could come up to you and just like, hey, like you played bad, but your body language, whatever, was great. Like just little things like that can set you apart, I think.
And you are 110% right. Coaches look at the nonverbal. How do you act when you aren't playing well, right? What's that kid look like? Because if they're deciding between you and 300 other ones, right? Those things can mean as much as how well you play when you're out
Yeah.
there. But hey, I'll tell you what, Reese, we're going to let you go. And I appreciate so much your time, especially this. Sammy and I and our interns, PK and Zani, are excited to be down there and just watch all that great volleyball. We're going to get to talk to you a little bit more, but we appreciate you taking time on a night because you don't have a lot of free time. We will see you in Kansas City, and we hope you play amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.